Points on how to get out of a rut, how to get out of depression, how to get out of a shitty, stinky ass mood. Okay? One of the biggest things I think about depression, a rut, whatever it is, having a bad mood, it can stick with you for days, it can stick with you for years, and the thing is that it just gets worse over time. So it's kind of like a snowball effect, where you get the snowball, you roll it down a very snowy hill, and as the snowball goes down the hill, it collects more and more snow until at the bottom it is just a huge snowball, right? A snowball effect. Okay, the point is, right, this can linger, it can affect opportunities, it can affect your life. Like I said, I believe that, like, your beliefs create your reality. I try to live my life with my beliefs create my reality. So if I ever feel this feeling, these are the 4 things I do. Number 1 is objective thinking. So this is how you actually kind of solve the problem of depression, which is just thinking as objectively as possible and kind of taking your feelings out of the certain situations. I actually had to use this very recently, right? So it's basically saying, like, why is this situation considered bad? Because bad and good, these are perspectives. So understanding that bad is just perspective. Not saying that the situation is good, but even the bad, that's just a perspective. So why do you consider the situation bad? Next one is, how can I improve it? What can you actually do to improve the situation? Is there anything you can do to improve the situation? Is there anything at all that you can do? You see, your brain is very powerful and you can use it as a mechanism to solve problems. You just have to ask the right questions. So, why is this situation bad? What can I do to improve the situation? And then write down the situation and take your feelings out of it. How I like to think of it is like, if somebody were to see my life and they could move me kind of like a Sims character, what would they do? Right? What would they do? What actions would they take? Take all your feelings out of it and just try to actually improve the situation. This one is going to be very hard for people to do, because when you are in a rut, it's very hard for you to take your feelings out of the situations. Not saying that feelings are pointless or not useful or anything like that, but you have to look at things as an objective experience, because real life, like, it could be not that bad. It could be, your situation could be not that bad, but because you have a very negative and bad outlook on it, that's what makes it bad. You know what I'm saying? Some situations, not all. But moving on is number 2 is move. You gotta move. The worst thing about depression is always look at, like, the breakdown of the word depressed, which means, like, it's pressing deeply. It is a sunken place. Or you can look at it as deep rest, which means you are staying in the same spot. You are resting for a very abnormal length of time. So what should you do? Move. Moving is the hardest. Working out is the hardest. Running, doing these things, they are the hardest to do when you are depressed. But that's how you get out of it. That's one of the best ways to get out of it, because when you focus on your physical body, you kind of stop focusing on your current real life situation. Now, it doesn't help to solve the situation, but it does help you to do what I said in the first point, is to look at it more objectively. What also happens after you work out, you run, you go on a long walk, serotonin starts to release in your brain. So it's the feel good chemical. So literally, you are releasing chemicals in your brain after the workout telling you, hey, you did good. Hey, life is good. Hey, you just got in a good workout. Good stuff. Like, chemicals in your brain are releasing, telling you this stuff. So no matter what, after a workout, you will feel better. It's objective. It is scientific. After a workout, you feel better. That is just the facts. So move. Don't sleep in your bed all day. Don't doom scroll. Just get out there, get some work done, move, get some sweat going, and you will feel objectively better. Yeah. So number 3 is talk to someone, but don't talk about your situation. I know it sounds crazy, right? We always want to talk about ourselves, our situation, and, like, use people as therapists. But I say, don't talk to someone unless it's like your literal therapist, right? Because people can give horrible advice about shit. People can give horrible advice, right? And a lot of people look at things from their own perspective, not like the perspective that it should be, not an objective perspective, not your perspective, even just their own perspective. So I say talk to somebody, but talk to somebody about them, not you. Like, ask somebody, hey, how is your life going? If they ask how your life is going, you say, yeah, it's going pretty good. And then just ask somebody how their life is going. And it's kind of tricky, right? It's kind of, just follow me here, right? When you find out things about somebody else's life, you realize that like your situation is not that bad usually. Number one, it's not that bad. It takes the spotlight out of you, right? So when you're depressed in a rut, you kind of have this like main character effect where you think that the cloud, just a rainy cloud, is just over you, right? Where you think that a rainy cloud is just over you and it's just raining on you and God just hates you, when really it's not like that at all. Everybody is going through shit. Everybody is going through something, some self-doubt, some fears. Everyone's going through stuff. So when you talk to somebody and you understand their situation, you don't have to be like, hey, tell me about your whole entire life and tell me if you're depressed and you're feeling shitty about yourself. But when you're just talking to them, they may bring up some stuff and then you're kind of trying to help them cope. You're trying to help them throughout their situation. That's another thing. Like, if you're trying to help them, it reflects back onto you. It makes you feel better about your situation because you just gave help to them, so it's gonna come back to you. All right, that's how emotions and feelings usually work, is when you send a certain emotion, a certain vibratory frequency to somebody, it just reflects back onto you. Right, so talk to somebody, but talk about them. Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about your own problems. Sometimes it just magnifies the problem. Sometimes it makes the problem larger and bigger than it even seems. No, just talk to them about their problems and about their issues and how their life's going. If their life is going awesome, then their life is going awesome. But if they want to talk about some shit, talk to them about their shit. It helps. It totally helps. Trust me. And it makes the person kind of like you more because you're talking to them about them. Everybody kind of wants to feel like a main character in their own lives. Number 4 is think radically positive and optimistic. These ones that are more mindset based are actually harder than the ones that aren't mindset based, like number 2 and number 3. But yes, think radically positive and optimistic. I've been really trying to adopt the belief of radical positivity. I've met people recently when I went on like a small vacation, and they were just super positive people. And I was thinking in my head, like, damn, can you just be positive all the time? Can you just be optimistic all the time? And I'm gonna make a whole video about that. But yes, think radically positive, think optimistic, think like life is going to work out. This is gonna work out. I do not care if I get fired. Better job is coming. If I leave the relationship, better relationship's coming. If I stub my toe, like I was meant to stub my toe. Like, you have to think radically positive. Like just almost delusionally positive. And I don't even do this to its highest degree, but I've had moments in my life where I did do this to its highest degree, and like so many good things worked out. So I do believe to a certain degree that like if you just think super positive and you think super optimistically, then it just comes right back to you. So if anything bad is happening in your life, try to think of it in a positive aspect. I remember, should I tell the story? I'll tell the story. I remember I got fired from a job, right? I got fired from a job for a medical condition at that. So it's kind of shitty. Got fired from a job for a medical condition. Guy didn't really know I had the medical condition, but it is what it is, right? After that, I was thinking like, better job will come, better job will come, better job will come. Then I got a way better job. Like the job that like I wanted for a long time. I can't talk about what job it is, but that just goes to show, right? I wish I had a better example because I had to like do like a bunch of NDAs throughout that whole story. But let me think of a better example. Can't really think of one. But think radically positive. Okay, negativity, I say, is like a false emotion. You're kind of seeing it. You're not seeing it from the most positive lens, right? That doesn't mean negative shit don't happen. That doesn't mean bad stuff doesn't happen. But it is good to kind of just be like, observe those things. Something bad happens to your life, just observe it. interact with it from a neutral emotion, neutrality, and then think radically positive about your own life, about your own outcome. You don't really have to think radically positive about other people or radically optimistic about other people, but if something bad that happens to you, just think something good is going to happen later on. There's something that I say that when one door closes, another one opens. So if something bad happens, another one's going to happen. Something bad is going to happen in the future. Something better is gonna happen in the future. And even just saying that, like, people don't understand, man. You can kind of lie to yourself. It's okay. Like, this is psychology. This is, to like a deep, seated, like, this is like deep seated subconscious psychology shit, where you can tell yourself an identity. You can tell yourself an emotion, and you can feel that emotion. And at first, it feels like you're lying to yourself. But then, if you say it over and over and over again, it actually puts a subconscious mind, like, it puts a subconscious mind thing in your head where you actually believe it. Really wish I explained that a little bit better. But basically, you keep saying to yourself, like, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. You're going to feel happy. Your brain doesn't know the difference between the reality and false and the fake, right? It just knows what it's observing. So it's kind of like when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep, you think that your dreams are real until something insane happens that is reality breaking, and then you realize that, oh, this is a lucid dream. So just take that. Take that. That's for you. Take that. Just remember that you can think radically positive. You can think yourself out of a mindset. You can think yourself out of a situation. That's it for today, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you want any mentorship. You want to be as fit as possible. Check me out. Peace.